Welcome to Wealthy After 40. Ready to ditch debt, retire sooner, and live life on your own terms? Only 54% of Gen Xers feel prepared for retirement, and 22% believe they will live a comfortable lifestyle. So if you're feeling like your finances are a hot mess express, you are not alone. I'm Daylene Higgins, founder of Elevate Finances and money coach for Gen Xers. I reached my dream of retiring at 50 while helping our daughter through college, and now I want to help you do the same. It's time to stop avoiding your finances like the plague and start having confident conversations about money. Join me every week to talk about personal budgeting, debt payoff, saving for retirement, money mindset, and leaving a legacy for future generations. Okay, friends, let's talk money. Welcome to today's episode. We have been discussing savings for the last several episodes, and today's episode, I want to just wrap up with some ideas for consistent growth and how to define your own savings plan. If you are looking for additional support in the savings area, looking for ways to implement it into your money routine, into your financial journey. Yesterday, we kicked off the 90-day summer savings challenge, so it's not too late to join. Each week, you will receive a strategy that you can implement into your money, into your financial journey. These are customizable to how it will best serve you. We're not talking about just cutting expenses or just putting some money aside. We're covering all the things that will really make a difference on your savings journey. So back to today's episode, and I first want to start with 3 steps to help you with consistent growth, consistent savings. A lot of times that is where we struggle with money, is the consistency, the motivation, the keeping on going. So before you are able to even start saving, it's very important that you make sure you already have enough money to cover your bills and spending. The adage of paying yourself first and then giving that money into savings and then budgeting the rest, while it's great advice, I don't believe it works best. If we don't have that money to put into savings, we're either going to be continually taking it out, feeling daunted, feeling discouraged, and maybe even turning to credit cards or other loans to make ends meet. So be sure that you know how much your bills take each month and then how much you're spending. This spending will be fuel, groceries, entertainment, eating out, everything. Maybe there's some haircuts. You've got some boys, so they happen quite often, or a husband. Anything that is happening fairly regularly. Make sure that you calculate those needs, the spending and the bills, and then you subtract that from your income. If you have any money left over, this is your savings. This right here is what you get to start building your savings that will help you with financial stability, reaching your financial goals, and being able to retire. This is that money that then you get to define how you're going to support yourself. The second thing that you need to make sure to help you with the consistent growth is to make sure you can measure your progress. This is very important so that you don't get discouraged, so that you're not like, oh my gosh, I had that money in my savings account and now I don't. I had a client. We worked really hard on helping her plan and set aside money for school fees. So she saved about $1,500 in 6 weeks. Amazing. However, when the need for that came, she was so discouraged that she didn't have the money anymore. Rather than looking at it from the fact that she had saved $1,500. That is what I want you to measure. Whether it's a savings rate, whether it's just I saved this much this month and you keep track of it by months, that you don't measure it by what's left in that savings account. That is not helpful in any way because you are going to need it. As we dive in just a little bit deeper, you'll better understand what I mean by that. So make sure you're measuring the amount of dollars you are putting away every month or every payday. This can be a color chart. Like I said, a savings rate. This is the very first strategy. So yesterday's email telling how to calculate that, how to challenge yourself to increase that. And really, if you're increasing that savings rate and seeing that number grow, it doesn't matter how much is left in your savings account. So be sure you are measuring true savings progress and not what is left in your bank account. All right, the third tip to help you with consistent growth is to save with intention. How many times have you said, I've got to save $200 this month, and you put it away, but you don't know what it's for? You don't know why you needed to save that $200. That makes it ambiguous that then you're like, well, I have that $200 and I really like this item over here. And so you go buy it. So we really need to be intentional with our saving. This is where we get into the definition and purpose, and we talked about this on one of the earlier episodes, but really thinking about what is our immediate needs, right? What are our immediate obligations that we need to be setting some money aside for so that we can cover it? Number one, you'll be prepared. You'll not have to turn to credit cards or other ways, debt, and being able to meet all of those needs. And as you fill those needs, eventually you'll be able to fill all of your wants. And that's where everything happens. Being able to see that you can create this stability, create this self-sufficiency, and that is huge. I had a client come to me. She was using a budget. She was saving for all of the things, but she says, I still got debt. It's just continuing to grow. And so we worked together and I said, all right, what are your immediate obligations? What is coming up in the next month or two? This is key. This is what we need to first start saving for while it's not, quote, fun. It's not what we really truly desire, but this is how we can get to what we desire. So talking with her, we made this plan. She found she could quickly cover all of those immediate obligations for the next 2-3 months. And, because she had that debt, be able to divert some of that money to debt payoff. We strategized how she wanted to, quote, save and pay off debt at the same time. And so really be intentional with your savings. When you think about intention, what is it that you want to have safety, security, and protection from? First and foremost, we have car insurance. It's usually, I know there's a lot of monthly options and those are great. You've already got those covered. But people who are opting to pay every 6 months or annually, are you setting that money aside? This would be one of those things in that. That's an immediate obligation. You have to pay that. You need to pay that. You're going to have birthdays and graduations, all of those types of things. You're going to have car registration, car repairs. These are the things. But if we start looking at who wants our money next and making sure we set aside for those first, then we're not dumbfounded when they show up and we're like, oh man, I forgot about that. Now where am I going to take the money from? And, this just makes money less stressful. So I cannot, just say how much you need to save with intention. Again, start with immediate obligations, then go to your next priorities. We're going to dive deeper into that process when we go in to how to create your own savings plan. So the 3 tips: make sure you have enough money. Make sure you have the money to set aside. If you have $25, start with that. If you have $200, start with that. What you will discover is as you are then spending on bills and, you're spending between, as well as this, quote, $25 or $200 being saved, you'll get to know your bills and spending in a lot better ways, a better relationship, and being like, oh gosh, but I have this other immediate obligation, or, oh man, I really want to go on that summer vacation and I don't want to have to put that on my credit card. Whatever it is, you'll start exploring and being able to, quote, find more money for savings. It's just a natural occurrence. That is what I want you to get from doing this, is not a forced, I need to save this much, but more as a natural. What is it that your immediate obligations are yelling at you for? And then what desires do you have? We go to work. We work hard for our money, whether we're going to an employer, an entrepreneur. And so being able to cover those immediate needs and then get our desires fulfilled are so very important. So make sure that's a natural transition. And again, money is the long game. It's going to take a while, but be patient. Again, these are the steps for consistent growth. Number 2, make sure you're measuring your progress. It's not about how much goes out of your savings account, so we don't want to measure by that, but we want to measure by how much we're contributing, how much more. Did you initially start with the $25 a month, but now you're setting aside $500 a month, or whatever it is? Really keep track of your progress. And again, intention, priorities, all of those things. Stick to those 3 steps. Within 3, 6, 9 months, even a year, you will see a difference. I can guarantee you will see a difference in 3 months. Just imagine what that will look like in 6 months. Keep going. Just remember your intention. All right. So how to create your own savings plan in 4 simple steps. So creating this plan and then remembering our consistency steps will get you to where you want to be quicker. So number 1, define how much you have to put towards your savings every month. Again, don't leave this up to chance. Don't say, they're saying I have to save 20% right now. If you don't have that money, then don't be saving it. You've got to fix what is needing to be fixed first before you're able to save that much. So really get clear on how much you can put towards savings every single month. Once you've defined that, then you need to look at what are your immediate obligations? What are your desires? What is it that you're saving for, right? If we just leave that undefined, we're less likely to keep it in savings. We're less likely to put into savings. So really define your purpose and your why for saving. What will bring you safety, protection, enjoyment, not only now, but also in the future. Create all that you can, all that you want. Make that list of all of those things. What is it that you're saving for? I don't want this to just be, oh gosh, in the next 3 months, I need these things. I want you to go beyond that. Seeing what it is that you want and that you need is really helpful into planning ahead. And that's what we need to look into the future. Money isn't just about the now. It's about, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So once you get that list of all the things that you will bring you safety, protection, and enjoyment, then I want you to create a priority list. So that's step 3. Again, what is the demand now? Looking at your priority list, those things that are immediate obligations, how quickly do they need to be? With how much you're putting into it every month, how quickly will you fill those and be able to move on to the next step? So make sure on your priority list, you also have that estimated amount that you need in there. Maybe you have an immediate obligation that's only $50, but you still need that $50. If you're saving $25 a month, 2 months that's filled. What is next? And just be able to keep going. Keep pursuing that. Keep going. Keep your eye on that priority list. Fill those buckets as you can. This is very important to be able to help us become savers. I did an episode early on the podcast where I talk about savings is the number 1 money habit to have. Savings can do so many things for you. That is why I think it's so important. That's why I created the 90-day summer savings challenge. Savings can create stability. It can help us reach our dreams. It can help us, pay off debt. It can help us do whatever it is we want to do. If we want to give to others, if we want to build something, savings is where we do that. So really learning how to do savings is key. Hopefully you'll go listen to that episode and I just want to cover those 4 steps for building your savings plan again before we jump off. So number 1, define how much you have to put towards savings each month. This isn't just a percentage. This isn't what somebody said. This is the amount you truly have left over after bills and spending. Number 2, what are you saving for? What will bring you safety, protection, and enjoyment? Number 3, make that list into a priority list. 1 to whatever your number is. What is your most immediate need? And what is your most immediate want? Really don't forget those wants as you're filling all of these immediate needs. Stick with that. Keep going with that. Again, 3, 6, 9, 12 months down the road, you will see a difference. You will start noticing things better. Now, first chance, you're not going to be perfect, but keep going. Keep striving. And I cannot reiterate enough, do not let your savings account be your measure for progress. I want you to make sure you set up another measurement method. You can have color charts. You can have the savings rate like I talked. You can just have a monthly, annual calendar, and every month you put, this is how much I saved, and just really noting the effort you have put in towards putting money aside. Not how much is left over, but how much you've put aside, because that right there shows that you are able to be a saver. So again, I hope you'll join my 90-day summer savings challenge and learn some more strategies to dive into your money to be able to really harness the savings habit and find the money and start building that new relationship with your money, being able to support what it is you truly want in the future. I also have another special for the month of June available until June 30th. I have 25 complimentary Financial Foundations intensive sessions available. 25 that need to be booked by August 31st. Again, these spots are only available during the month of June. So if you're somebody who's needing help to take a look at your numbers, get some clarity, define the next steps, this intensive is for you. It's a 2-hour session. We review all of your numbers, including your savings, your debt, your retirement, whatever problem you are looking to solve, this session is for you. You walk away with a clear, better understanding, and you will have 1 to 3 action steps. Again, depending on the size and how long it's going to take you, you will walk away with some action steps to implement moving ahead. So if you are interested, please check down in the show notes and schedule your complimentary Financial Foundations intensive session today. Again, thanks for listening, and don't miss out on future episodes. Be sure to hit subscribe and leave a review to let us know what you think. Thanks for listening. Every week, my goal is to help you get one step closer to financial freedom and making confident decisions so your money starts working for you. Do you have any questions or comments about today's episode? Please send me a message on Instagram or use the fan mail link in the show notes below. To stay connected beyond the podcast, join my newsletter for insights on growing wealth, behind-the-scenes musings, and opportunities to contribute to future episodes. A gift awaits you. If you're looking for personalized support to get your finances on track to becoming debt-free, being able to retire sooner, or better understanding your finances while navigating a new financial situation, check out my website at elevatefinances.us to learn more about one-on-one coaching.